Hey everyone, welcome back to the Justfly channel. My name is Jay and I'm the host of this channel, and today we have a very special video. Thank you for Winwing for sending me out this, which is the Winwing FCU. Now, even though they sent me out this product, doesn't technically mean that they have any say over this video, and neither did I get to see the video before it comes out. So this is my personal opinions on whatever I say. Now let's get straight in with this unboxing. Now inside of the box you will see a USB cable, which is a USB-A to Type-C, and then you will see a whole bunch of screws and washers for mounting. Then you will get an Allen key and some pads. Then underneath that you will see two stands and the main unit itself, which is the FCU. Now, for most of us, the setup is going to be probably the exact same, which is to put it on the table. But if some of you guys do have a sim racing rig or a sim rig in general, I'll leave the link in the description for you to get that assembly. For the things that you're going to need for the table one, you're going to need the two stands, the Allen key, 4 small screws, which is the smallest ones that's inside the packet, and 4 washers. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to pick a corner that you want to start on and take one of the stands and align it with the holes on the edge of the unit. Then take one of the small screws and put a washer on it, and just to hold that stand in place, what you want to do is screw in only halfway. Now all of them you're going to align and screw them in only halfway. You're not going to screw them in fully, and I'll tell you why in just a minute. Now once you've done that, flip over the unit and do the same thing on the other side. Now this is where I said only halfway, because what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to adjust it to the height by moving it up or down. Now this is the reason why it's loose and it's only screwed in halfway, is so then you could align it to the right position. Once you found the right position, you could then tighten the screws fully down. Now the FCU is now fully assembled. Let's plug in the USB cable, just bring it over to my PC really quick, and the FCU will turn on. Now the way to confirm that it's been on is if the lights switch on, and if you've done everything right and it still doesn't switch on, contact Winwing and they will help you with no problems. Now let's head on to the drivers. DJ Choice on the beat. Now, even though your drivers may be up to date, you're going to still need to head over to the website and head over to the Download Center tab. And then underneath that drop down tab, head to the Sim App Pro. Download the app and run the installation. After that, if your FCU was already plugged in beforehand, it will show up as an icon. Now, my FCU came with the latest firmware updates, but if it didn't, then you'll need to update the unit. Head over to the unit icon and then click on the left hand side of the screen. Then you'll see the firmware update. Then click on update the Winwing FCU. Now it will then ask you to remove all your other peripherals and devices, but besides from that, this is probably the only annoying part of the software, which is that you need to remove everything before you could update. Now after that, your FCU should be ready for some flights, and now let's hop into the game to test this thing out. So as you can now see, we're inside of the Airbus A320. We're inside the Phoenix one specifically. And if you want even more specific information, we're inside the CFM model. We're inside of Gatwick Airport on runway 26 left, waiting to departure. But as you can see, I've decided to put it in the cold and dark mode. This is just so we could see the FCU come to life. So as you could see on the FCU, I don't know how good the camera is, but as you could see, it is a little bit orange on the unit, which is the off display panel. Now, if I head up to the top, sorry for the glitchiness on my PC. And if we head up to the top and we go to battery 1 and 2, and we switch the external power on, as you can see, the FCU starts to come alive. So I'm just going to keep it on this one where you could see this. And as you could see, it is working like it is just, it's like the FCU is right in front of me, which it is. So I'm just letting it do its initial test, and then I'm going to switch over on the EFB to the ready mode so we can get ourselves up in the air. All right, now let's switch over to the ready mode, because why not? Switch over to the ready mode. And as you could see, as soon as I switched over, the external power unit came off, it switched over to the engines, and we are now good over there. Okay, we are now back and ready to rock and roll. I might just quickly get some wind speeds actually, so then we can like have a proper takeoff. So I'm going to go to this. We're going to put in where we are. So we're at Echo Golf Kilo Kilo. We're on runway 26 left. I'm just going to put in a bad aircraft status. This is just so then I could kind of like just have something to go off of. So as you can now see, as soon as I pressed that send to MCDU, the speed on the FCU went to manage mode. This is completely normal, and that is actually what it's supposed to do. All right, now here we go. I'm gonna start this. I'm gonna move away from the mic, and I'm gonna try and get a good takeoff at least. I don't know how well this is gonna really be, but we'll see. Positive rate of climb, it gears up. So now, as you could see, before I switch over to autopilot completely, as you could see on the FCU, it's put auto throttles on already, and as soon as I press that autopilot button, our aircraft is going to start moving on its own, and I can sort this QNH thing because yeah, I'm way too high right now. So and there we go. It is now starting to move on its own. I'm also going to... Now, the only thing that I haven't done inside this aircraft is obviously I haven't configured it properly. There's no initial place of where we're going. We're just flying around up in the air and just see what happens. Now, I decided as we are still up in the air and we're waiting to go to 10,000 feet, I will tell you what aircrafts this actually works with. This works with all sorts of Airbus aircrafts, and it also works in all of the games that you could possibly expect. This doesn't work in DSS, and obviously that makes sense. It's not something for aviations, but I will say it works in X-Plane, Prepare 3D, and Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, and also 2024, as there is an update coming out for that very soon. So as you can see, we're now getting up to 1,000 to 10,000 feet now. I'm going to quickly turn our heading knob straight to, we're going to make a left-hand turn heading 100 on the bug. So as you can probably hear very quietly, these are very, very tactile. They feel very good in the hand, and I really do love it. So now we're turning left on a heading bug of 100, so that's very good. I think for the sake of this, I'm also going to pull the speed. So we're going to pull it into unmanaged mode. So this is where I'm controlling it myself, if you don't know what that means. And then we're also going to head over to 220 knots. And then once we made that left-hand turn, I'm just going to descend down. I'm not going to land. There's no need of me landing, but I'm just going to descend down, and I'll show you how vertical speed works, because that's probably one of the best situations for vertical speed. So we're now making that left-hand turn, and we are here now. We're also down to 220 knots, as I said, and as I literally, if I'm actually going to do this time, when I'm actually using the FCU to descend down, and you'll see everything work. We don't need to see it actually show up on the displays, but you can see the FCU on both corners. Now, we're going to say that ATC took us down to 6,500 feet. QNH 1014 we'll say, and all we're going to do is we're going to do 6,000 and then switch over 5,000 feet. Pull it to unmanaged mode. As you can see, it's now starting to descend. We was going to say that they probably said we need to go down to a speed of 190 just to make everything safe. Maybe turn a heading of 90. And let's just say, for example, oh, sorry, it was a heading of 80, not 90. And let's just say, for example, we was rushing or we needed to get to somewhere really fast and they told us to descend down at a sort of perfect speed. So we're going to pull our vertical speed. We're going to also bring it down to around about -10 feet per minute. Now, as you can see, there is loads more buttons. There is a localizer button. There is an expand button, I believe that's what it's called. And there is also an approach button. Now, I am going to do a cinematic video, which I will say in the outro as well. There's a cinematic video coming out with the A320 very soon using the Winwing FCU. So you'll see all the features in that video. I'm just going to pull our vertical speed a little bit more and bring it down to -20 feet per minute. So this is quite fast, but for the sake of this, let's just get down a little bit quicker. And there you have it. This is the Winwing FCU. Now, let's go on to what I think about this FCU. And do I think this is worth it? Now, the Winwing FCU is probably one of the best FCUs for its price range. It's one of the most cheapest FCUs in the market right now, coming at a cost of £144 and 5 pence. Now, this feels very good in the hand. All the buttons feel good. They feel very tactile and very clicky. And they also come with a commercial grade strong trigger knobs for realistic experience and longer lifespan. Now, you probably are wondering, is this a one-to-one replica to the real thing? And I can say it is. It also comes with a native glare shield as well, which I really do like. Now, if I had to pick between this FCU and the mini cockpit FCU, I probably would have to pick this one just due to the fact of it is probably one of the most affordable ones yet. Bear in mind, I haven't tried the mini cockpit one just yet, but that might be coming very soon on the channel, hopefully. Now, as I said when we was up in the air, it works with X-Plane, Microsoft Flight Simulator, and Prepare 3D. And not just only that, but it works with all Airbus aircrafts. Now, the Winwing does have an extension to the FCU, which we might get it on the channel very soon, which is the ethos, which is the reason why on the back of the port, it has one SATA port on each side. Now, as you could also see, there are also two USB Type-C ports, which I'm just going to quickly run you through them so then we can kind of get an initial idea of what they are. So the first one is a normal just USB Type-C port. It's what they like to call it the stream-driven display mode. This is where the FCU can display information and also be used as a normal FCU for the A320. There is also the second USB port, which I kind of got confused at the beginning what it was until I researched about it, and it's called the data driven display mode. This is the more efficient and suitable for more of everything. This allows you to realistically just use it as another display, and you can't really use any of the knobs or buttons. It will just display what's on the screen. Now, on this channel, all of my product reviews will have something which is an overall score of the product. Now, I'm going to say this right now, there's going to be so much product reviews on this channel, as well as Microsoft Flight Simulator news and cinematic videos. So this is just the first one, so it might not be the best, but I promise you, the next ones will be good. My overall rating for this Winwing FCU would be a solid 8 out of 10. Now, the reason why I didn't get a full 10 out of 10 is mainly the software issues. Some of the software issues that I had mainly was the updating parts. Now, as I said previously, it came with the updates, but I think if we get more updates for the Winwing FCU, it's probably going to cause a little bit of an issue if I'm going to have to keep on unplugging stuff, and especially if I do get the things that I'm trying to get for the channel. I don't know how well I'm going to be handling on this. Now, besides from that, as I said, the whole entire thing is very, very good. I really do like it, and I can't wait to get my hands on with some more product reviews so I can give them to you and I give some feedback on it. This is just the first one of how many I'm going to be doing, so just keep that in mind. Anyway, this is the ending of the video, and there is a cinematic video coming out. There will also be a cinematic A380 video coming out. Just keeping that as a little leak there that there will be something coming out for that, as some of you guys may be wondering, Jay, what are you doing? Why is there nothing? The main reason why is because it's kind of like a little bit laggy on my PC right now, so I'm just trying to fix a few bits and bobs before I decide to get the cinematic rolling. Anyway, this has been your boy Jay, and I hope to see you in the Microsoft Flight Simulator news video. And as always, happy flying. DWK on the track.
Purchase your tracks today.